Hi, my name is Jonathan Karras. 10 years ago, I moved from the United States to Israel. I faced a serious communication problem. I began to rely on applications that allowed you to communicate in order to be able to talk with my friends and family and the people that I loved. But the problem was there wasn't really anything on the market that existed that was both convenient and was personal. You know, video chat, like Skype video, is incredibly personal. It's like 80% of being there. Problem is that it's really hard to schedule, especially if there's time zones involved or if you want to get groups of people involved. I mean, forget about it. You know, it also requires a commitment. I'm not always interested in having the same length of a video chat as, for example, my mom. And there's this like social etiquette associated with it where it's like almost rude to like be the one to hang up. So now text messaging is incredibly convenient. And you know, it's simple, but it's tedious. If I really have something of any, you know, any large amount of content, it's hard to get through text messaging. It's also incredibly impersonal. And just smiley faces often just don't cut it. So what about sending a message attachment, which is what every other messenger does? So that's slow. I can switch to video, and then I can record it, and then I can crop it, and then I can compress it, and then upload it, and then it's sending. And by the time that I get a video message back, the moment is gone. It's not really used as a communication tool. So we wanted to make the holy grail of instant messengers. We wanted the convenience of texting with the power of video, and that's why we invented Glide. So, okay, let's show the demo. Can you switch? So just to give you a feel here, so I'm going to begin broadcasting, and about a second after I begin broadcasting, you can see that the message is available for consumption on the other end. This is real-time video, but it's also a messenger, meaning that if the other person isn't available to consume the message immediately, then that's fine. It's sitting there waiting for them. They can open it just like they would any other text message. So, okay, let's go back to the deck. So how does this work exactly? Especially for a young company, we have a rather impressive IP portfolio. We've basically taken the latency involved of a two-way video messaging chat and taken it from about 200 seconds to 2 seconds. That's 2 orders of magnitude difference. And it's significant. You can actually use Glide to have a real-time conversation, just like how you would with a walkie-talkie. But it's a video walkie-talkie. So let's go into some of the benefits. All right, it's convenient. When I can create content at my convenience and you can view the content at your convenience, it works better for both of us. And a lot more moments get shared, a lot more interaction happens. And you're not locked into anything. You consume and create when it's convenient for you. And just like with any other messenger, you can have multiple conversations going on at once, and those conversations can span days or weeks. It's also very simple. It's simple enough that my grandmother loves to use it. You know, it's one button. You push the button, you talk. It's about as simple as you can get. So we're very happy to announce that we have with us 2 powerhouses, both in the video space and in the messaging space. Ori Gilliam, former CEO of ICQ and AOL Instant Messenger, and Philippe Schwartz, founder and former CEO of Uvu, have both joined forces to be part of the Glide team. And Philippe Schwartz is our executive director, and both have made their first angel investments in our company. So what about monetization, right? Where's the money? So right now we're focused 110% on building the best communication platform to allow people to communicate through video. There's been an overwhelming response where people want to be able to use our tool for their own applications. So we see that a platform in enterprise is inevitable. You know, we can't just keep beating people off with a stick. But for right now, we're 100% focused on just building the best consumer product. So now the moment I'm sure you guys have been waiting for, I want to introduce our GlideBot 3000. Woo! Yeah. Woo. We have been in a unique position to be able to leverage our technology to enrich the onboarding experience of our users, and we've gotten an overwhelming positive response. to the point that we've actually made the onboarding experience and our feedback system a large focus moving forward in our application. And we see that there's a lot of room to grow with this. So it's been very exciting. And we were happy to announce yesterday the launch of our cross-platform solution, which is essential nowadays in order to be able to really capture the market. If you don't support iOS and Android, then you're not a real solution. So yesterday we introduced our Android beta. We hope that you guys will go to our website, glide.me, and whether you've got an iPhone or you have an Android phone, you can become part of the action, and I hope that you will like Glide as much as my grandma does.
Judges? Roll off. I know you guys are in WhatsApp. What do you think?
Yeah, so my fear, just to be honest, is I don't know if there's enough of a value proposition, enough of a wedge to unlock the powerful network effects of the existing messenger applications, whether it's Skype or WhatsApp or some of the other ones that have emerged. So, I mean, that's my fear, because they both, as far as I know, have real-time video and asynchronous video, so you could do video messaging, as you alluded to. And candidly, as a consumer, I don't know if what you've described is enough to get me to switch from one of those platforms.
Well, you're right, there's always going to be a need to have real-time video calling, like what Skype offers. But the problem with video messaging is that when you have to choose, when video messaging only works well when it's a voicemail type setting, when there's a high amount of latency, I have to record for 30 seconds, then I have to, compress, upload, select, for another 30 seconds. When the latency involved in video messaging is actually dwarfs the actual amount of content, you're never going to be able to have that experience of a video messenger. So this is a new concept, and it is a paradigm shift of how people communicate. But from what we've seen from our beta testers and from our internal uses, it's a completely different experience that's almost magical. And I understand the skepticism, and I challenge you to try it out, and I think that you'll jump on board.
I'll try.
I really think that the competitors or the companies that you mentioned, they created video messaging or video attachment as almost an afterthought to something pre-existing. So WhatsApp, it was a text messaging. You can add the attachment, and Skype adding video messaging later to their solution. Voice became video chat, became video messaging. This is all built around the centrality of video. Video is really centric to that experience. You start by sending that video. The video is going to be received and consumed within seconds, as we said earlier. Behaviorally, it changed completely. It's a paradigm shift, as you just mentioned. It changed completely the usage method and the engagement.
But the challenge, so I understand that. I think part of the challenge is that video is a very high involvement social interaction, even if it's between family members. And so if you don't offer text, I'm not going to switch, right? I'm not going to abandon my other solutions, because I'm probably going to still text with my family members 10 times as much as I'll video chat with them. And so then you've got the challenge that the top of mind application, maybe a WhatsApp or the native messenger on my phone, rather than that dedicated video messaging solution, because the frequency is just not as high.
So what we've found so far is that really the most natural and engaging way to communicate is by pressing a button and talking. That's really how messaging should happen. That's how conversations happen offline. So what we're doing is we're kind of like backtracking, and we're starting with a clean slate, and we're saying, what's the easiest way to communicate? What's the most natural and engaging way to communicate? And that's with a video message. So we do offer text, because there's going to be times where sending a video isn't ideal. You could be stuck in a meeting, you could text under the table, but you can't send a video message. But the goal of including text is for those 10% of use cases where it's not optimal, and therefore sending that text message keeps the video conversation going. But in 90% of use cases, it's far more convenient, engaging, and expressive to send a video message rather than fumbling on a little keyboard and trying to send a text.
For that use case, why wouldn't you use audio instead of video? Because video seems like it would be higher friction than audio.
Because again, I mean, the video is personal, and it's expressive. I mean, there's a lot more that can be captured in a video message than in an audio message. I mean,
but aren't I worried if I look ugly or something? I am. I'm very vain, so I don't.
Well, that's why
Well, it's a little bit of what's happening in that situation. We have this event and we see each other because we believe there is a sense of being more involved and much more emotions have been shared at that time. So I think the value of video has been already proven even before we kind of entered this market with our solution. It's not 100% of the use case, as we said, but it's a case where there is engagement, there is emotion, you want that special moment, you want this high level of emotion involved in it, which is the way we behave as human beings.
From a technical and product perspective, what would it take for Skype or Tango or FaceTime to create an asynchronous solution that competes with you guys?
So we were able to build it. Our development team of about a dozen engineers, it took us about 8 months to be able to bring a scalable solution to market. So obviously it's not impossible. Our IP portfolio is, reflects the difficulty of what we accomplised. And
What
really
was
in terms of
what was the hard technical problem that you built IP around?
the initialization period. The end-to-end of the point when I actually start the broadcast to when it's consumable on the recipient's end. So there's plenty. There's even white labeled solutions out there, like OpenTalk, for example. That if you look at actually their initialization periods, many times you'll see it's between 15 to 20 seconds when you actually measure it.
The immediacy of the experience is really what's making it very different, and you need to experience it, and we just did a very short demo. But the immediacy of the experience is fantastic. The message is being sent, the person see the message where it's being, start reacting
it's very
to
cool.
it.
I've tried
It's
it.
created
It's very
very
cool. Yeah.
Oh, you tried it?
It's
Oh,
very
you've
cool.
used the app
Yeah,
before?
I have, yeah.
Well, could you tell me a little bit about your experience with it?
I was sitting in a park with my daughter and my partner, Megan Quinn. I don't know if she's here. She sent me a message and we were just talking back and forth. She was in Portland. I was in a park sitting in Los Altos. It was very instantaneous.
Did you feel that that was more engaging than texting each other?
Oh, it was definitely more engaging than texting each other. I just don't know if it's differentiated enough relative to FaceTime, right? Because the main differentiator was the fact that she could initiate an asynchronous message that was waiting there for me, but once we were actually in the conversation, it looked a lot like an existing video chat client. Yeah. So the question is, can those guys integrate into this product feature quickly enough that they're at multi-100 million user scale, right?
So I did Uvu before that, which is today 75 million users, and I obviously was in love with the solution and using it as a very power user. And you get to see the kids before they go to bed at night, and this is great, and especially when you travel and stuff like that. But now I can cover my needs, personal, professional, whatever they are, 90% of my day. I can be in the cabin doing that. I can be, going and I could be at the restaurant and doing that. So there is this, for the one case where you're going to be using video chat, which is becoming more and more ubiquitous a day, you're going to do 10 or 50 times more with that video messaging capability. It changed completely the engagement metrics.
Yeah, I think there also may be an innovation point here around Google Glasses, which makes it interesting for you guys because of the persistence of this versus the socially awkward behavior of holding a phone like this.
Oh, we're very excited to be a part of Google Glass at some point in the future.
Do you have a sense of how your sort of power users are using it? I mean, is it sort of parents talking to their kids? Is it high schoolers?
So it's high school girls is our pretty much all of our power users.
Yeah, and Chihuahua.
That's right.
Sorry.
Sitting in a park playing
And
with a swing in Los
one
Altos.
of the things that we've noticed is the most popular implementation is our group chat. Girls, I guess everybody has really enjoyed being able to create groups really of unlimited sizes. You can have 15 people, or 30 people, 50 people in a chat like this, and that's really impossible with a synchronized solution. Because people just jump into the conversation and out of the conversation, and because we've implemented a play all feature, when you were not part of a conversation, and let's say there were 20 messages that were exchanged in real time, similar to how he experienced it, is that I didn't miss anything. It's just one, from my notification center, one swipe, and then bam, I watched the last 5-10 minutes that I missed, and it's easy for me to hop between one message to another message, etc.
Let's remember, it's a piece of content and a piece of memory that is there and existing, and it could be used in different form or fashion, but it's really a piece of content that is being created that remains there. So I think it's fundamental, plus the group aspect, which is super important as well.
Is there a different identity, or is it just do you have your username, different profile for Glide, or?
Well, at the moment, we're leveraging Facebook's social graph. And obviously, as we expand, hardware options, we're also going to be expanding options for, our different types of social graphs as well.
Anyone else? Who here would use it?
Chihuahua
I used it.
and teenage girls.
All right. Anyone in the audience? Has anyone in the audience used the app since it came out? Yeah? Would you keep holding your hand up if you would keep using it for a long period of time? Okay, well, he's a very vigilant user back there.
The current teenage population that's using it, do they know each other, or are these like group?
Yes, it's pre-existing
meeting each other's
relationships.
sessions.
It's
Okay.
not a
not a
a
dating
social exploratory application. It's very, because of the level of the personal nature of putting yourself on video. We found that this is existing social circles.
So the average session length is pretty long. It's not like, hi, who are you? Hi, who are you?
Yeah, so it's and also not just in terms of the amount of time of the videos. We limit each video to 42 seconds. That was based on usability research. We found 30 seconds was a little too short to say what you wanted to say, and at about 60 seconds, people were fast forwarding, through content because they were getting bored of monologues. So in terms of the amount of days that conversations go on, you kind of get like kind of a sine wave of real time versus versus kind of like the voicemail time. It's especially within the group chat is one person starts, the other person starts, and then it slowly ramps up to be a real time conversation, and then slowly ramps down to be a messaging application.
What's amazing really is what we've created is that there's no like length to the sessions. These are dynamic video conversations that are happening the whole day. And these conversations adapt to everybody's schedule. It's like when you get a second to send a video, you send it. And if you have more time, so you'll get into it's an ongoing dynamic conversation that's real time.
What was Loic's company? Seismic. You remember that? And there, that was pre-mobile, and everybody was, and it basically came down to, he's like, yeah, people just don't want to video themselves. Like that, is just sort of an issue, but that was quite a while ago, and I think,
Yeah, I think times have changed, because I was involved with TalkBox that powers OpenTalk, and
What happened to them?
they got acquired by Telefonica.
Okay.
But I do think there's a moment in time, partly because of FaceTime, partly because of integration of Skype into things like Facebook, ubiquity of Skype. I think the market has changed where people's willingness to be on video has changed, and it's very different for a younger demographic. I think, plus, people who 40 plus may still feel uncomfortable seeing themselves.
Right.
But with the teenage population, there are a bunch of young users that are very comfortable with this mode of
But
communication.
especially with friends and family, where you want to have those kinds of intimate and personal interactions. So that's where video is really essential.
Well, or an actual intimate personal interaction as well.
If that's possible.
But it remains private. So.
Yeah. And
I think this thing really unleashes the change in behavior with, it's not only, first of all...
And that's the rub, right? It either, of all the questions we asked, that's it. It's like, is this thing going to change culture or not? Is it your destiny is, other than, sort of based on that?
That's our goal, is to change the way that people perceive video. Of when video is to be used. Even, for example, as a business development tool within our own company, we use this. Most of our best ideas happen between 11 p.m. and 3 in the morning. I don't know about you guys, but that's when our brains are most active. And what we found is that by creating a group chat to do product development with our designers, with our QA, with our developers, and with project managers, whoever is available can participate in the chat.
And you're all just standing like this?
What's that?
2 in the morning, and you're just like...
Well, actually, we've got it just sitting at our desk. So we're doing something, and then a message comes in, and then you listen to it, and then you quickly say your response, and then you go back to what you were doing.
So you don't go talk to each other. You only do it through Glide.
Well, obviously, we're in the office during the day, but what's great about this is that because you can catch up on it, anybody who was sane and sleeping at this hour is able to, the next morning just catch up on that hour-long produge meeting, and they didn't miss anything.
It's like an email experience.
See, here's the thing, when you start talking about that, I'm like, I don't buy that, right? Because I have enough experience in an office environment to go, that just sounds like bullshit. As soon as you start saying teenage girls love this, I go, okay, You know, it's like because I'm consistently surprised by what teenagers will enjoy doing, and so it's suddenly I was sort of like, yeah, maybe this is gonna, and then suddenly it's like, no, right? I don't see it. I don't see you guys sitting around your office talking.
I think the point is that the conversations that happen, you know, in casual social environments and even in office environments, they're no longer as formalized as they used to be. It's not like you have a set meeting, but you know, for an hour here, an hour there. These are ongoing and dynamic conversations that really evolve. So you can constantly, you know, chime into a conversation that's evolving, and you can participate at your level of convenience that you're comfortable with, and they're ongoing.
So unfortunately, we're out of time. We've had a great conversation up here. That was terrible. Thank you guys very much. That was Glide.
Thank you.